Y'all see the thumbnail? Money and BS rears his ugly head. Let's turn to. Welcome back to Boxing Fans Talk TV. I'm your host, TDT, and you can refer to me as Miss T. Y'all saw the thumbnail. Money and BS rears his ugly head in so many ways you can't even count. But we're going to talk about a few of these incidents. For those of you on Facebook, I'm going to shout out to you right now. I don't always see you because if a lot of y'all, showing that y'all viewing, I can't open it up because then it's going to play in the background. So it's easier just to come through YouTube, look for Boxing Fans Talk TV icon, and then just hit that live button, and you'll be in the chat. You can speak in the chat. Let me make sure these phone lines open. Yeah, I just got some information that was just real funny to me. I'm still laughing off this shit. It's hilarious. And I guess you had to be there. But anywho, let me open up these phone lines. In case you want to call in and chime in. I will not be doing a show tomorrow. I repeat, I will not be doing the show tomorrow because it's the holidays. And I want everybody to spend that quality time with your loved ones as I will be doing myself. So hold on, give me a moment to open up these phone lines. And like I said, it was something funny. Y'all had to be there. Oh, Lord. That was a cute one. The phone lines are open. Water check, as always. This would be my 12th one. That means that I would have drank 96 ounces of water today. I usually around this time, I'm always at 10 bottles. But today, this is the 12th one. So, and I got some fruit here. So, my stomach was growling a little bit. And so I was like, okay. I ain't got time to get no more juice. I had to make some more. So I'm just eating some mixed fruit. And it'll hit the spot. Y'all can chime in with how much water you drank today. Eric Gomez is in the building as usual with the Bomb Squad. Thanks for coming in, King. Salute to you. So we're going to start it off with Tyson Fury. Y'all seen that image of him? I don't know if that's what he looked like today, But when I think of him, that's what I see. So Frank Warren, who is, I think, the manager, or he works on the Tyson Fury team. I know Bob Arum is his promoter, but Frank Warren is his, I believe, manager. But he has put out there that Fury won't be defending his WBC title in March. And we all thinking that that's going to be the next fight between him and Dillian White, a.k.a. Taco Meat. So when y'all hear me say Taco Meat, I'm talking about Dillian White. And stating that he won't wait for Dillian's arbitration to be concluded. Now, that was kind of confusing when I read that article, because I'm like, what arbitration? We know that Dillian had an arbitration, but I was like, I thought that was already, concluded. I thought Dillian won that arbitration, if y'all remember correctly, before October. And not even long before October. We all understood that Dillian White was the mandatory for Tyson Fury. Everybody knew that. It was stated by not just fans, it was stated by the WBC. And then seemed like, I don't know what arbitration, they never did say what the arbitration was about. Now we know previously Tyson was under arbitration with Deontay Wilder. We knew what it was about. Whether we knew the intimate details of the case, we probably didn't know that, but we knew what it was about. And so we knew that Tyson Fury was trying to weasel his way out the contract and not give Deontay his rematch, or honor the rematch clause. So Deontay Wilder had to take it to court, and hence arbitration was ordered. And they, of course, concluded that because we know that they fought October 9th. Now, what arbitration Dillian is in with WBC, I have no idea. I've been looking, and maybe somebody can find it better than me. I haven't seen it. So we didn't know what it was about, but we knew that there was one, like closer to his, getting closer to his date, that he was supposed to fight at the end of October with Otto Wallin. Of course, Dillian pulled out of that because I guess in his opinion, it didn't serve no purpose for him to fight Otto Wallin. It was a risk, and it wasn't a good risk, because he pretty much had the mandatory with Tyson Fury, which would have been for a belt. So I can respect that Dillian wanted to get a championship belt. The Otto Wallin people were upset, this, that, and the other. We know that the WBC had their convention November 14th through the 19th, and a lot of people came to this convention to express some concerns and issues, and some fights were ordered or what have you. It was just a business, their annual get together or whatever, or quarterly get together. I don't know how often they meet up, but it was said that Dillian was in arbitration with the WBC, and until that was concluded, they really couldn't rule on the mandatory. Now, y'all see what I'm saying? See how things just change within months. In September, he was the mandatory. By the end of October, he was in arbitration. By November, we're not going to make you the mandatory. We're not going to order this fight because you're in arbitration. So nothing was said. Everything was quiet. The only thing that was said, again, was Eddie Hearn speaking on the fact that he feels confident that Dillian will win his arbitration. And once he wins that, he can, chop it up with Tyson Fury for their bout. Then it came out that I guess that happened. At least I could have sworn I made a video on that. That they have now stated that Dillian is his mandatory, and if he doesn't comply with it, he has to be stripped of his WBC title. And I just talked about earlier this week how it's all about like money. It's just really about the money. Tyson Fury, no matter what people say about him, you can give him all the accolades all you want. He is not a draw when it comes to heavyweight. There's one heavyweight that can put asses in the seat, and that's Deontay Wilder. There's no other heavyweight that can do it like that. I don't care who they are. If Deontay Wilder went to UK or anywhere in the world, he will put asses in the seat. There will not be no seats available. But if those other heavyweights went all around the world, they cannot say the same thing. That's not really an opinion. That seems to be the fact. And I say seems because they have not gone all around the world. But everywhere Deontay go, he sells out. You cannot say that about everybody else. They would like to say that about AJ, but those numbers can never be proven. And so I'm going to show you how they lie anyway. So, and that's with Eddie Hearns and his other fighters. I give Eddie Hearn credit. One thing he do is he will rep his fight. Like, I think he's repping Devin in a sincere way. So I give him credit for that. I also said that people who fight for Matchroom or Eddie Hearn or DAZN, they're not out here complaining that they didn't get their just reward as far as monetary value. They got their check. They're not complaining about their check. And even the fighters that you don't think you get to see all the time, they're meant like Boo Boo. Boo Boo didn't get a lot of fights, but Boo Boo is a millionaire fucking with DAZN. I mean, it is what it is. Dre's Finest is in the building. What's poppin', King? He said, good evening, my Black Rose at Miss T. Good evening to you too, King. So now Frank Warren is like, we're not waiting for taco meat. We moving on. We're not going to wait for no arbitration. He can almost have a point, but you really don't have a point. You know what I'm saying? Because the other things that they said. So he said, I thought Dillian, as I said, I thought Dillian won that arbitration and it was already decided he was the mandatory. Why I thought that is because Mauricio Sulaiman said he would make him the Mando when it's done, and he did. So why did they make him the Mando recently, and then now coming back, and Tyson Fury and his team is acting like that never happened? Don't be fooled. Don't let this skip past you, because that happened. And if I'm wrong, I'll say I'm wrong, and I'll apologize. But I swear for Claude that actually happened, because I wouldn't have reported it. I was waiting on it. And I know I've reported on it. And he or they have made Dillian the Mando. They are saying when Fury come back, he will be defending his ring title. Now, what in the Sam hell is the ring title got to do with anything? The ring title, correct me if I'm wrong, is not a real title. A more real title than the ring title would be IBO. And that's not even a real title. I mean, it's a title, but it's not, like, put it this way. If you don't have the IBO title, you still can become undisputed. But if you don't have the ring title, you still can become undisputed. So the ring title is an opinion. It ain't a real title. There's no belt that and if it is, it's symbolic. Dre's Finest say, exactly, my queen. You dig? I dig. Soothing Sounds Videos is in the building. Tune in. Jayla. That's you, Jayla. What's up, girl? What's up, queen? You had me laughing today. I can't talk to you about certain things. So, you just hold tight right there. You had me laughing, though. So if you got a ring title, that's that isn't that ran by Oscar De La Hoya and his book or his magazine or something, the Ring magazine. That's not a real title. How you gonna defend that? How you slip that in? Like, did we miss something? Did the boxing world miss something? The ring title, there's a lot of fighters who don't even have that. It's an opinion-based thing. It ain't nothing that you can go into the ring and just really win, because you got people who probably haven't had a fight but once this year and can have the ring title, or maybe even missed fighting this whole year because of legitimate reasons or something, and still could be considered ring magazine. So for them to say those things, this is what makes that shit fishy. And I said, don't Oscar, and then it's not a real title. Fury is worried about that fight. I'm gonna tell y'all, between him and Taco Meat, he's really worried about that. Dre's Finest said Oscar Owens Ring Magazine. There you go. Oh, he owns Ring Magazine. So yeah, that's what it is. It's since when did Oscar De La Hoya have a sanctioning body? He don't. So they said, I'm talking Tyson and his people, or maybe old boy did all the talking for him, Frank Warren. Oh, he's gonna have another bout. We're not waiting for Taco Meat. We're gonna fight in March because we're not waiting for this arbitration, which I thought was done, and we're not gonna wait. But we're gonna, and the WBC belt is not on the line. Wait a minute. Wait a cotton picking minute. How is the WBC not on the line? How you decide that? If you get in the ring with somebody, that shit is on the line. Maybe I'm wrong, y'all. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong. But if you get in the ring and you have a belt, that shit is on the line. That's, I thought that's how they do it nowadays. 88 Sports TV is in the building. He said, hey, Queen. What's up, King? So, how he gonna decide, first of all, what titles to fight for? And you ain't even fighting for a title. You cannot just arbitrarily say, I'm gonna have a bout, but the belt ain't up for grabs. Are you crazy? But remember when I told y'all about sanctioning fees and how these people making their money? It's all a money grab, y'all. It's just a money grab. Tyson, how do I say this? He's a straight up cheater. That's easy, right? I've always thought of him like that, and I always will. And the thing about cheaters, the getting is good when you get out there the first time. You can't come back and repeat offender. Like when you making a big heist, you're not gonna have repeat offenses of that heist like back to back. It just doesn't work like that. All he know is cheating. So he gonna strike while the metal is hot the first time around. He don't want to have to come back to it because he's not built or cemented in a solid foundation. So it's like if you come back, you got to be okay. They should be hip to that one. How can I improve that cheating? Then how can I improve that cheating? It's one of those things, right? But I told y'all the risk that he has fighting the Dillian White. I'm not saying he can't win. Dillian is a big boy. He's a big boy. He carries weight just as good as Tyson Fury. So all that gaining weight to have the leverage and shit like that, it will not work with Dillian. Dre's Finest is it's catfishy. You dig? I can smell him a mile away. You dig? I dug. I said the same thing, Dre. I was like, well, what the hell is they talking about? You cannot unring bells. Dillian made a power move. We talked about that weeks ago when he opted out of the fight with Otto Wallin. Sure, Otto Wallin was mad as hell and had every right to be. But Dillian did not make an illegal move. He played chess on that ass. You know what I'm saying? I told y'all, I thought in the beginning that Dillian and AJ, for that matter, made sure they had fights because as far as we were concerned, the fans and mostly everybody in the world, it was a foregone conclusion that Deontay was going to win that fight. At least that's what we thought. And I think they thought it too. Well, we know AJ don't want to face Deontay. And if he won his fight and kept his belts, and Deontay turned around and beat Tyson Fury, y'all know AJ was on the chopping blocks. He ain't want that. That's probably why some people could say it might have seemed or appeared to be that he might have just let the fight go or threw the fight. Because he didn't want to have to face Deontay, and that is exactly where he was heading. He done ran out of excuses. It's been years of him avoiding Deontay. Now that he lost the belt and he has to get it back, and he probably will get it back. I mean, it's 50-50. If he gets it back, then he could do another 3-4 years to avoid Deontay. AJ don't want to ever see Deontay. So that was his fight, was about that September, couple of weeks before Deontay's fight. Then you had Dillian. Remember, he's supposed to have been fighting in the beginning of October, but he didn't finalize that shit until like right before Wilder fought. Dillian really don't want to fight Deontay. Smoke and mirrors, y'all. Smoke and mirrors. Chris Court is in the building. Was popping, King. It was beautiful when Povetkin knocked Dillian head from UK to Russia. Indeed. Dre Finest. Salute at 88 Sports TV. You dig? I don't know who these people from Russia, whatever, to chime in. Welcome to the show. Or maybe y'all are bots, but welcome to the show. I ain't gonna press you though, because you're not coming off like a real person. But welcome. So Dillian, to save face, because he could have been on the chopping blocks too. And Eddie Hearn used him as a shield against Deontay, but he was like, that's all he ever did. Where is Wilder? Where is Wilder? Talk all that shit. That's why I don't like him. And he's a cheater. So I'm an equal opportunity hater when it comes to cheating. And Dillian, that's what he is to me. They all sipping on that scissor, aka tea. And so what happens when cheaters have to meet people like themselves? Scammers, charlatans. This is what Tyson Fury is. He's a grifter. He's a charlatan. and he tell y'all to y'all face that that's what he is, because if you read gypsy history, that's what they were. They'll gyp you right out your money. That's where that word come from. I try not to use those terms anymore, but as a youngster, I damn sure did. Used to be like, man, don't gyp me. That's where that shit come from. Chris Court said Wilder would probably knock AJ ass out. And say, I put my stank on it. Chris, I hope you don't mind. I said ass. PGH, Big Dog is in the building. He said, salute Queen T. Salute to you too, King. So yeah, Dillian was used as a shield. Once he saw that Wilder lost, he ain't got to deal with him. Now he want to get out of his fight with Otto Wallin, because he figuring he could do something with Tyson Fury. Now here's the thing. When a cheater meets a cheater, it's 50-50, right? You have no idea, because a person who cheats and move like that, move and stealth like that, they are hip to the game. They can see another cheater a mile away. It's only people who don't engage in stuff like that might miss it, aka Deontay Wilder. It don't make you a fool if you don't be catching on to people's scams and grifting ways. To me, it makes you a better person, because you don't wake up with nefarious and malicious thoughts in your head like these guys. And so, cheater to cheater, I was like, have at it. They could cement their gloves up, or they're wrapping up. They could put knuckles on under the damn gloves. They could skin the gloves. Go for it. People probably watch it if it's free. Ain't nobody paying for that. Chris Court said, y'all, yeah, Dillian cleared the Otto Wallin. Yeah, he was a risk that wasn't worth it. I don't even know if I want to say high risk, low reward, but he was a risk that wasn't worth it. Dillian is not as tall as Tyson Fury. I think Tyson is the tallest in the heavyweights. He's not as tall as Deontay, but he ain't short neither. 88 Sports said, Dre Finest, what's good, fam? So now they have the mandatory. We all thinking, okay, they're going to have to be in negotiation. We just wait to find out the date. As I said, nobody's going to pay for it, but we'll, if it's come on Fox or ESPN, we'll watch it, with some interest, only because the belt, with them two characters, you're not really following them. You're following the belt. The belt is more important than them. But Higa, the tomfoolery, once again, you're not going to wait because he's in arbitration, but he's not in arbitration. According to WBC, not that long ago. I don't even want to put a date on it, but not that long ago. Then you're going to say the arbitration is about how the purse bid going to go. Well, Don't you got to get ordered to fight to even have a purse bid? You putting the cart before the horse at this point. Don't you have to be already engaged in finalizing a deal before you can even start talking about purse bids or something, or signing the contract? I mean, but that's what the arbitration is about. Because I said, as I know, I don't even know the actual reasoning for the purse bid. I mean, or the arbitration. I never did know what it was. What was Dillian's problem with the WBC? But that's the way to hide behind it. He doesn't want to defend his titles. He's never defended his titles talking about Tyson Fury, and he probably never will. All he want to do is get the first crack at his cheating ass ways with an opponent that got something he want. A fight between him and AJ, it'll make some money. But the cash cow in the heavyweight division is Deontay Wilder. We all know that. They all know that. Tyson Fury, you go fight somebody else, nobody's going to watch it. Nobody's going to watch it. Because we sure you're going to pick somebody that you can win. Or, somehow it's going to be rigged up to the wazoo. This person, we ain't going to know who they are. So they're not going to have the clout or the money to contend with your cheating ass. They're not going to be able to make demands. Like, everything going to be your way. So who cares about that fight? But two cheaters meeting in the ring, that might have been interesting to see how that goes. And so to me, it's all smoke and mirrors. Tyson is worried about a fight with Dillian because Dillian is a big boy. And some of them tactics he used on Deontay, Dillian would see coming, and it might not work. Yeah, so, and them two fighting, it's a toss-up. And they can see right through each other, or hard to get an edge over each other. So I just found that interesting. But of course, the WBC recently telling Deontay to stay ready, because if Tyson don't comply, then you and Dillian will go for the belts. You know why? Because Deontay put asses in the seat, bottom line. And Mauricio Sulaiman, the president of the WBC, he don't want the minimum payment of $7,000 for everybody to pay him for the fighting for that title. You know what I'm saying? Whether the title is vacant or held by somebody, everybody, to include both fighters, promoters, managers, and their corners, will be paying the WBC. Now, if you got a big money fight, like a fight with Deontay, that's a lot of money that Mauricio and them can collect. And it's kind of a good point when they could be like, man, at this point, with the WBC be doing all the tomfoolery, it's like, so one day all the fighters don't get together and just throw their belt in the trash. But I know it's hard to ask a fighter that. I would never ask a fighter that, because they work so hard for so many years just to even get to that point. Why would you? I wouldn't ask them. But, at the same time, it would make sense. Maybe, just maybe, Mr. Cantone, a.k.a. Mauricio Sulaiman, would take shit more seriously and get his fat ass out the way, injecting himself into these fighters. It's almost like a fixed game. Like, we don't pay to come see you. We don't give a fuck what you do. We don't care if you ever get on a treadmill or jump a rope, ever. We don't care if you hit the speed bag or the heavy bag or nothing. We pay to come see the fighters. But you orchestrating and maneuvering and all that to push your narrative. We didn't fall in love with you and what you think boxing should be, or how boxing should be looking like or represented. Who the fuck Mauricio be thinking he is? I don't know. And we all, as fans, collectively need to check his ass. Because he ain't just doing that in that field. He's fucking with the lightweights and wherever the hell Canelo go. Because, that's probably his secret love child or some shit. Chris Core said, I wouldn't mind Wilder to fight Chisora and White. Those would be fun fights. Yeah. If it make business sense. I don't know what Wilder's gonna do. I'm totally on the train of one face, one name. one champion, and his name is Deontay Wilder. But I mean, damn, he can't fight everybody. He can only fight one opponent at a time. This nigga got to fight the ref, the judges, and the sanctioning bodies. It's like, damn. Dre's finest. It said at Chris Court Facts. I love it. Straight TV. Let me turn that off. Sorry for the noise, y'all. But yeah, that I found that interesting. It's all about the money, y'all. If it ain't about the money, but it's all about that. So peep this. Kell Brook is doing a little flexing here lately. He wants Conor Benn after he finishes with Amir Khan. But I guess he knows he's going to beat Amir Khan. Kell Brook is a force to be reckoned with. A healthy, fresh Kell Brook is a force to be reckoned with. But he wants Conor Benn. But the consensus is he has to watch out for looking too good against Khan. When I was reading that today, I was like, what? Why do he got to worry about looking too good in a fight? Isn't that what we want them to do? Look good and finish your opponent, demolish them. But why would you worry about looking too good? And if you worried about that, that says more about your opponent or potential opponent than you. Like it just really speaks volume to me. Like that will scare off an opponent. You looking that great in a fight will make a person, and after an opponent will respond like that, like, oh, I don't want to fight him. I don't want to fight him. I don't want to fight him because he looked that good and possibly unbeaten, then you shouldn't be in boxing in the first place. 88 Sports Talk said, WBC be making up rules as they goes. I don't think Kambosos knows what the fuck he is. Indeed, I agree with you. I agree with you. Like WBC be making up rules. Kambosos, he's in a tricky spot. And it's like I'll reserve what I really want to say until he show us otherwise. I'm giving Kambosos the benefit of the doubt. I'm actually just giving him the benefit of the doubt because we don't know what he's going to do. He hasn't said nothing. It's like mum's the word. He said the right things when he was here in the States, but he's back home now. So we don't know what he's doing behind closed doors and all that. But they'll have to put it out there. They'll have to say something. And then it's like, I hope he say the right thing. But yeah, like Kell Brook, whatever reason, he tired of Conor being shit. Tired of the shit, Ike. He tired of the shit, how they trying to build Conor Benn up. Now, I know recently, people were kicking around like, what Bud gonna do, this, that, and the other. And Eddie Hearn had weighed in like he ain't got nothing for Bud because, he ain't got no fights. Everybody he need to fight is over here. Okay, cool. That may sound logical. But then you can't turn around and push a narrative about your welterweight because it's not like you don't have a welterweight. You've been calling for the big fights for your welterweight, so y'all claim. But you can't kick around that your welterweight is like a top dog or something. If and then turn around and say, well, I don't have nothing for you, Terrence. You do. You got your Conor Benn. Not that I want Terrence to even go that route. I personally feel, and this is my opinion, and my opinion don't mean nothing when it comes to these fighters because it's their career. But my opinion is Terrence, Earl, and Ugas need to think about Terrence, Earl, and Ugas. They don't need to think about nobody else. They don't need to worry about nobody else. They don't need to even entertain nobody behind them or anything. They need to focus on the people with the belts. Follow the prize. Keep your eye on the prize. You know what I'm saying? Kell Brook had it rough. He fought Triple G, Spence, and then Crawford. He sure did. Me too. I'm waiting. Laugh out loud. He better not duck Haney. We all hoping and feeling the same thing. We on the same page up in this piece. Shout outs to being on the same page. I'm thinking that too. King. That's why I say I don't want to, inject myself into it because sometimes This is a career. It's an entertainment field. So sometimes these fighters can be looking at stuff beyond just fighting. They can be looking at the entertainment aspect of it, the money aspect of it. You got people in your ear filling your ear up with some bullshit. I'm gonna get into that though. But Conor Benn, back to him. If Kell Brook looks too good, it will scare off Conor Benn and Eddie Hearn. Ain't that some shit? And Kell Brook got the right attitude. I want to squash this dude. He talking too much shit. He talking too much. He reckless mouthing. Talking too much crap, like he is the bee's knees. So I'm gonna go ahead and end that for him, because as I said, how I see Conor Benn, he's talented. I mean, he has a name in the UK because his father was a notable fighter in the UK. They have come out and talked about, how he is the money guy. Like, I'm gonna get to that in a minute. Hold on, but let me say some of these notes that I wrote down. Conor is supposed to be Eddie's top welterweight. So if Eddie ain't trying to make fights with the welterweights over here, like Boots, and because ain't nobody checking for Conor named Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford, and Yordenis Ugas. Let's get that out on Front Street. They are not worried about his ass. But everybody else can get the smoke if they want, or he can get that smoke. But that just shows you how serious Eddie think of his welterweight, because they're not even making moves like that. It's fights to be had. You can chop it up with Boots. Boots always looking for a fight. And Eddie, you pay pretty good. I mean, that'd be a good fight for your boy. But he would be washed up after Boots get his hands on him. You know that. So Conor he's a powerful fighter. He knows boxing. He got some fundamentals, but he's just looking for the big knockout. And he should look at previous fighters like Floyd Mayweather and other folks who've been like that, and then they had to they broke their hands, or their hands got brittle, and then they had to dig in their tool bags for something else to showcase, because their usual way of coming forward, displaying all your strength, is not going to work. You're going to have to be more versatile, and he is not. He squares up, he comes forward. That's all he do. I can't say I can't look at him like a complete fighter. What y'all think? Y'all think Conor is a complete fighter? He's not to me. He's young, and that's what he got. He got youth, and that's all he got. Youth is a powerful thing, especially when you can fight a little bit and you got a little pop. He got pop in his hand, but that's all he got is you. So in my opinion, a fresh, well-heeled Kell Brook could possibly run the welterweight division. Anybody want to tell me different? Y'all know who I stand for. Y'all know who I be repping all the time. Bud Crawford. But I'm going to tell y'all, if Kell Brook was well healed, like seriously healed, and I told y'all when it comes to the neck above, you don't heal as fast. I don't care who you are. Y'all ain't got to believe me. I be telling y'all the truth. I be trying to drop a nugget on some folks. A lot of people don't believe me. I've been in the military 20 years. I know what injuries are and how they come, and certain areas of your body will hit, because we get injured all the time. I'm here to tell you that from the neck up, you do not heal as fast. And the older you get, the worse it gets. If you made it to your 30s, you definitely going to be slow on the healing. So Kell Brook fighting, what's the dude name? Triple G, and hurting his eye socket, I think he came back too soon. So, eating some fruit. I wish I could share with y'all. The juices. Them grapes are juicy. So, Grandma Kathy James checking in. What's poppin', Queen? What's poppin'? When he fought Triple G and he got hurt, he should have sat his ass down for a lot longer than he did. This is why Earl, when he came back, Earl could hurt him. And we know Earl got the other eye socket. The whole bridge, all that shit connected. When he hurt one, he really was fucking up too. I mean, I know it don't sound like it makes sense, but trust me, yeah. When he hurt one, he, they both come together. I mean, I'm just saying. You might not have broke the other eye socket, but you bruised it up pretty good. Because Triple G was too big for him to be fighting. But he dared to dream, so respect to Kell Brook for that. When he fought Earl, it was too soon. No excuses, though. No excuses, because he has to be the judge of whether or not he should be getting in the ring or this, that, and the other. No excuses. Can't take nothing from Earl. Earl won fair and square. It don't matter. In his mind, and he probably, in sparring was testing it out, thought it was good to go. But unless you've been through shit like this, you won't know how those type of healing processes or how long they take. So he probably just didn't know. And he ain't had the right people talking to him. But there's no excuses when I say that. I'm not taking nothing from Earl. Earl beat his ass fair and square. And that was a tough fight. That was a tough fight because they was giving and taking. And there were times in that fight that I felt like Kell Brook was edging Earl too at times. But Earl was giving it to him good. Earl beat him fair and square. No question, no doubt. But it was like, again, I personally feel, and I'm saying this about Earl's injury now, you need to take some time. But then he heals up again, and then he comes to fight Crawford. And Crawford did the same thing. But now, if you read about his eye injuries, they'll never mention Crawford. And I was shocked when I was reading this article because they talk about what Triple G did to him. They talk about what Earl did to him, but they didn't talk about what Crawford did to him. That's no hit on Earl. I'm just saying this is just kind of just out there in the boxing world. Crawford can't get no justice. I'm just saying. Chris Core said that was probably Earl's best performance. I agree. That was a good ass fight. The fight between Shawn Porter and Earl. Earl, I don't think he swept Shawn. I think they gave good as both. They were both giving and taking. And when Shawn dropped, Shawn knew that was it. That was it. Earl bested him. He edged him. I don't think he ran away with it. I don't think it was no score of like 9-4 or 10-3. That can't be possible. 10-2. I don't think it was nothing like that. I think that they was giving and taking as, both back and forth. But Earl proved to be the best. He wanted it more. He's relentless. That's what I love about Earl Spence. He's relentless. But if y'all look at the pictures, look at both of their faces. They was in a fight. And shout outs to both of them for that fight. That was a good ass fight. But if Kell Brook never went to fight Triple G, I almost wish he didn't. If he never fought Triple G and he fucking came to fight any of the welterweights, I think he washes all of them. Anybody gonna tell me different? And as I say, y'all, I'm a Bud fan. I got Bud all the time. But I think he washes all of them, even Bud. I think he edges them. I think he does. I think his fundamentals is so hard to contend with. This dude could 1-2 you all night. 1-2 you, maybe 3. He's just that good. I think he hits hard. I think he's a bigger welterweight. But I don't think he quite big to be going up in weight. You know what I'm saying? Like, he shouldn't have been up there with Triple G. But he dared to dream, so I ain't mad at him. Chris Core said, that knockdown Spence landed sealed the deal against Porter. Indeed, it did. It did, but that was a good ass. And sometimes, you wonder how it would be the second time around. You wonder how it would be the second time around. Now, Bud fought both Porter and Kell Brook, and in my opinion, did a better job than what Earl did. This is why I always say I favor Bud, because I feel like he's a more complete fighter. That's no hit against Errol. And, we have to say that. We have to say that because I don't look at both of them fighters like a lot of people look at them. I like them both. I just edge Bud. I have more favor for him because I think he's a more complete fighter. Chris Core said, no, not Bud. Crawford is too versatile and very smart in the ring. Indeed. That's just how I see it. But I do think Kell Brook could handle Bud, and even though I say Kell Brook could watch the whole welterweight, it's boxing. Anything can happen. Because both Bud and Errol has talents that on a good night, even Boots on a good night, you know what I'm saying? But if Kell Brook was healthy, I will always still ride with Bud, but that would be one of them fights where I'm like, I don't know. If he had never broke his eye sockets, I think he watches all of them. Unless they had a good night. And y'all know I rep Bud hard. That's my guy. I pick him for everything. That's my guy next to Deontay. It goes Deontay, then Bud, and then everybody else. That's what it goes. But if Kell Brook is completely healed and we don't know that, maybe he is by now. We don't know. But then, we're going to see in this fight with Amir Khan. Now, we know Amir Khan, he chinny, so we can actually say that. But Kell, I thought it was fascinating that he's been flexing here lately. Now he ain't even get to Amir Khan fight yet. He already saying, oh, I'm going to handle that shit too with Conor Benn. I'm going to go on and wash that dude up too. Dre's finally said, Kell mess up by helping Fast Eddie out because he didn't have a fighter for Triple G. So Kell stepped up and ruined his career, and Eddie threw him to the wolves. Indeed. That's the bad. Like, Eddie has some redeeming qualities, but then it's just shit like this that you just be like, and then he be lying. Just the lies be killing me, And then it's hard to take him when he's telling the truth. Like when he's sincerely trying to help Devin, it's hard to deal with him because look at all the other shit he do. And Chris Core said, yeah, that's fine. I think a prime Miguel Cotto would beat most of the welterweights in today's era. Indeed. Exactly. And I still got Keith Thurman as a top welterweight. How y'all feel about that? How y'all feel about that? I'm actually trying my best, to get an interview with Keith Thurman. I would be willing to go to where he is. But, I'm just TT. I'm just plain old TT. Dre said, lying his ass off, my sister. Indeed. So, Kell Brook, I welcome that. I welcome the bravado. Go on and knock Conor Benn off. I'd rather see Boots get some of that, though. What y'all think about that? But Frank Warren, I had him down as Warner, my bad. Frank Warren wants Conor to face some guy named David Avanesian on the zone. We don't even know who this David guy is. Maybe a great fighter. I don't know. I ain't talking bad about him. But why, if Conor is the man, if he's the bee's knees and welterweight, why is he fighting people like that? How is that helping his career? Or is he going to forever stay in Europe? And that's the thing, too. It's almost like you don't even want to give these type dudes a chance because they'll take their ball and go home. They'll never come back over here. They be holding that bitch hostage like the Klitschko's did, the heavyweights championships belts. 88 Sports Talk said Kell going to stop Khan. I believe he will too, King. Keith have been looking slow, sister. Keith have to work off the ring work, Russ, for you dig? Yeah. He got some time, right? Because this fight ain't till the end, sort of. Keith could do it. Keith is stomachy, and I know why he's stomachy. I exactly know why. I've seen him in action. I know why he's stomachy. Keith Thurman, if you want to fix your stomach problems, holler at your girl. Because I got you. I'll give it to you for free. But the thing is, he only lost one fight. I always say I understand what it looked like and why people be feeling the way they feel. And I don't take nothing from nobody. Y'all can feel how y'all want to feel. All of us have a right to our opinions, and I respect all of that. But for me, Keith Thurman, he lost one fight. And I ain't like shipping that the way and advocating for Keith like that. But he lost one fight. He was a top welterweight. On Floyd's way out the door, Keith was the man. And I can't just brush that by because in my humble opinion, a lot of people don't like him because Earl don't like him. I can't see it no other way. And I can't jump on that wagon. Earl has a right to have his opinions, but he's one person. I have a right to have my own opinion. And I'm one person. I'm not going to dislike Keith Thurman because Earl don't like him. And a lot of people, to me, that's the bandwagon they jumped on. Chris Court said Keith be dealing with too many injuries and time off. I don't think he's a top 5 welterweight anymore. He in that top 10. He has to be. He only had, if you're looking at his record, and I'm not talking about resume, I'm talking about his wins and losses. There's no way he has a better record than most welterweights as far as his wins and losses. Because in the end, that's what it counts, right? You got to get that win. You got to get that W, right? Yes, he's been dealing with injuries, and a lot of fighters do. But sometimes you got to take time off. Maybe that time that Mayweather had off before he came back and forth. Juan Marquez, maybe when he had that time off, that was his time he was addressing his injuries. And Mayweather has been known to take a little bit of time off as he got older and later in his career. Sometimes you can't take time off because you're not there yet. You're not at the pinnacle of your career. So you got to strike while the metal is hot. You got to take every opportunity you can. Some people be in that predicament. But if you have the opportunity to address some issues, some injuries, you might as well. Because if you keep fighting on top of injuries, it'll never heal properly. It just won't. And you will have more trouble than anything. Your whole back end of your career going to be booty because you ain't addressed the things that you need to address when you could address it. And then D-Ray is in a building. What's popping, King? He said, what's popping, Queen? Blessings. Salute to you, King. Them body shots got Keith in limbo. It's an easy fix, y'all. It's an easy fix. And like I said, I've met Keith Thurman before. I know why he has body problems, like stomach problems. Easy fix. Dre Finest, salute to you. You dig? Keith heavy bag work. Diamonds have me feeling better about mine. He wearing a weighted vest. Y'all see that? Sorry. In some of his little outtakes, he's wearing like a weighted vest. Oh, Keith is gonna be in shape, no doubt. Keith could turn his career around. I can't act like some of the complaints that y'all have about this man I do see it. But at the same time, the man has one loss. It's not like he just was losing, and getting the bottom of the barrel of fighters. I don't see Keith like that. I see him, next to Sean Porter and AB. Them the 3 fighters I could say probably in their time fought everybody. For everybody they can fight. And Keith, yes, D-Ray. Keith sells a fight. He can. Now, I'm going to tell y'all, whenever I talk about Keith, I get the highest ratings whenever I talk about him. Let me tell you his gift. And ain't nobody going to take it away from him. It don't matter if you like him or not. I don't care if you like him or not. It don't matter if I like him or not. Keith attracts casuals. Point blank, period. So that's why he will always be good for business. He attracts casuals. So Keith beats Barrios. Will he fight Spence after that? I'm hoping he would. He's been calling out Spence. I think that Keith had a hard time getting some fights. He was real pressed about getting somebody to get in the ring with him. But it's almost like the whole boxing world snubbed their nose at him. And it's like I mean, if this the best he can get, he got to get his feet wet because he don't have it like that where he could sit back and just wait for the creme de la creme because it ain't going to be like that for him. Ain't nobody's checking for him. He don't have a belt. He's not a focal point. So he cannot afford to sit back and wait and want people to, come to him. The only person who can really do that right now, whether they got a belt or not, is Tank Davis. That's it. Everybody else got to put in that work. They have to put in that work. Tank could just never fight for belts, in my opinion, for the next 3-4 years, and people will still pay to see him. Now, is he, blowing records out like Mayweather did with his fights? No, he's not. But Tank can also put asses in the seat. If Tank go to Baltimore, he's going to put ass in the seat. If he come to Atlanta, he's going to put ass in the seat. If he go to New York, probably he'll put ass in the seat. Las Vegas, he'll put ass in the seat. But Tank he's a sellable person. And maybe, we can feel how we want to feel. So is Keith. Keith is the same way. I'm telling y'all, I don't know if it's his looks or whatever. Whatever it be, he has that edge. People going to come see him. People that don't even know boxing that much, they're going to want to see Keith Thurman. And to me, that's a fact. But in the end, it is my opinion because I'm judging that by what I've seen before. He only lost to one person. One. That's it. Chris Court. Keith is like an aggressive version of Danny Garcia. Laugh out loud. He has good power. He do. What I don't like is the lateral movement. Now, some people will call it running. But, we've all had to run and do PT tests in school and some of us in the military. When you run a straight line, right? You're looking forward and you just continuing to run. He's not doing that in the ring. He's sliding side to side. He do that a lot. And maybe the strategy is to wear his opponent out. His opponent because that opponent has to cut off the ring. And, it's hard to cut off a ring when somebody is moving all the time. And so everybody will be like, oh, he runs. But what about his opponent? Why are they not cutting that ring off? But Keith, he gets on that bike and he moves. And the fact that he can do that all 12 rounds with people hitting him, gotta say something about this man. And if he was gonna lose to anybody, what better person to lose to than Pacquiao? Y'all know how I feel about Pacquiao. He ain't the bee's knees in my eyes because, his head used to grow after adulthood. So you already know, I think he was on the tee. But Pacquiao was never, I ain't say accused because people accused him of it, but he was never caught. So we have to go by what the record was. He was never caught. He was never found to be, messed up in that way. And 8th division world champion, Hall of Famer. If you're going to lose to a fight, who better to lose then? To Chris Court, he's getting on his bicycle, not running. Yeah. I don't consider that running because, if it was meant for them to be in a literal phone booth, this is why I be thinking that women boxing need to go to 3 minutes because I personally would get tired of watching the fight where everybody just headshotting in the phone booth just, until one person dropped. That's not a fight I want to see. There's probably an avenue for that, entertainment-wise. But in boxing, I would like them to use the whole ring, use all the tools. I want to see you slip shots. I want to see that you can fight on the back foot. I want to see that you do the pull counter. I want to see that you can parry it, that you can, change your angles at will and push the fight forward and elevate your game and shift it to a new gear and cut off the ring and all that. I want to see you be able to do all those things very easily. And if you're not, to me, no hit against you, but when I'm looking at you as a potential great fighter, this is what I'm judging you on. Or a complete fighter, I should say. Not everybody can fight like Arturo Gatti and Ward. Now, yeah, and you know what? Those were some good fights. But they moved around at least a little bit, but they was giving it to each other on it. That was some good shit. And then when Floyd did him, Floyd said he was a punching bag and proved it. See, a lot of fighters ain't doing that. You gotta back up your words. So Keith, yeah, he probably do. I can see why people say what they say, because sometimes your perspective is only what you see, but you don't always see everything just on the surface. There's a lot of shit going on behind the scenes and this, that, and the other. That man probably can't say. But again, I'm looking at how many fights he won, how many fights he lost. He lost one. And so for me, he's still a top welterweight. But Conor Benn hasn't had any kind of success on any of these guys in that level, not even a Sean Porter. And that's why I can see Kell Brook is feeling the way he feel. Like, you know what, I'm going to take care of that too. When I'm done over here, I'm going to take care of that too. And if he's going to fight this guy, David Evanesian, my question is, who is that? And do we care? And then Eddie Hearn proclaims that the money man in the welterweight division, this is the funniest shit that I ever heard. The money man in the welterweight division is none other than Conor Benn. What y'all think about that? That ain't Miss T's word. That's Eddie Hearn. This is when I be like, Eddie, you be going too far with the bull. Conor Benn is the money man. Then to prove his point, he gonna talk about the man's worth, net worth. And I'll be saying, I don't pocket watch. I try not to. But you threw it out there to prove a point, Eddie. And yeah, you forget to tell folks that Conor Benn's dad was a successful boxer in Europe for years. And he probably, is that 8 million, some of it coming from inheritance, maybe an inheritance. Did he get an inheritance and invest well early? Because, his dad was a notable fighter, right? Making all the money. And then they even say, I've read articles where they try to compare the dad and son, and they be like, they edged the dad. Like, they don't outright say it, but if you read in between the lines, you could tell that they see it, that his dad was better than him. Chris Court said, I can't stand Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn only promotes British fighters. He mess with some Americans. I will tell you this, the Americans that did go with him, they made a nice little pocket change. Tevin Farmer, he made some good money, and he does great investments for whatever it is he want to do. He'll be all right for the rest of his life, even if there's a lot of people who don't know him. And then you got Boo Boo. Boo Boo became, I ain't gonna say, I hate to say became, but Boo Boo is a millionaire fucking with DAZN, fucking with Eddie and all that. And we can say, who did Boo Boo fight? Like, talking about it. The lies they tell, though, about Conor Benn, and this the eve of Christmas and New Year's. The lies they tell, saying that he been calling out everyone. Who did you calling out? You been calling out AB, who's not even fighting in your division and been laid off for about 3 years for whatever reason. He has been inactive. That's who you call out. And then the other fight, when you can easily call out Virgil, you can call out Boots, you can even call out Lipinets, and you don't. You damn sure have never even gathered the spit in your mouth to say no Bud Crawford or Earl Spence. And I haven't even heard you call out Keith Thurman. So, Eddie, what are you talking about? He's like the cash cow, the money man in the welterweight division, or he call out everybody. These are lies, straight up lies, but they building his brand, and this is how they're going to make sure this man making the money he make. L-Dub is in a building, was popping king. Said, what's good? So the lies they tell. And I just named off a few welterweights that they haven't called out. So, I don't know what Eddie talking about. And then I reminded y'all about the, what about when Eddie said he ain't had nothing for Bud? That's why he not even going to try to do business with Bud. So, I'm just saying. The lies that they tell. You guys who come in, smash the like button and the subscribe button if you haven't already subscribed. Now, some of you, I see y'all. Y'all are subscribed and then you're unsubscribing. And I think y'all thinking, because in the beginning when I first started this, I thought this too. Every time that you come into a person's show, you don't have to click subscribe all the time if you already had done it. If you did it once, you're good to go. So you don't never have to do that again. But when you come in, smash that like button. That's what I asked for Christmas. I asked for Santa Claus to get me subscribers and smash the like button. That's it. So hook a sister up. Or y'all can call in at 706-804-4449. That's 706-804-4449 if you want to join in the conversation, or do it from the chat. I'm happy to see all of y'all. So we're hearing the tomfoolery that's going on with Tyson Fury. And I'm telling y'all it's about the money. And now we got Eddie Hearn making up lies about his welterweight. It's really all about the money. And he's pretty much, like at this point, unless Conor Benn is trying to fight the top dogs or trying to be undisputed, it's a waste of money for me. I mean, I already have the zone, so it's not like I got to do something new to watch this guy, but So it's all the tomfoolery that be going on to be getting to me in boxing, wink wink. So I just be like sitting back like, what the hell, Eddie gonna be Eddie. But he is sincere when he trying to do for Devin, and I give him that. So I ain't gonna knock Eddie out the box too soon. I ain't gonna put him on the warpath too soon, because I need him to do right by Devin Haney. The WBC president, Mauricio Sulaiman, has stated that George Kambosos is undisputed champion at 135. Let me repeat that. Mauricio Sulaiman, a.k.a. Mr. Cantone. Y'all remember him from Harlem Nights? Mr. Cantone has stated that George Kambosos is the undisputed champion at 135. If that ain't a bunch of bull, I don't know what is. The way that they treat Devin Haney is despicable. This man is a bona fide champion. To all the casuals or people that just starting to watch, and I always say if you watch my show within a month, you're going to learn all you need to know pretty much to get you in the groove of boxing. You can go further with it, but a lot of people be hesitant to chime in or talk because they be thinking that they can't, talk boxing, but you can. You only really need to watch any channel. But if you watch my channel for about a month, you'll be in there, right? So why would he say that? Now let's unpack that. We was mad at Teofimo for some time because once you grown. So you are responsible for what you say and do as a grown man or woman, right? And you should know better because you knew about boxing before you became a professional, that you have to have all 4 belts to be undisputed. The fact that there's a belt out there means there is a dispute. That should be simple and plain to any and everybody. I mean, I could tell a 5-year-old this and they will understand, But these adults are walking around like they don't get it. Now, I'm one of them people. I'm not going to be mad at one fighter, especially when I see other fighters doing it. I ain't going to be mad at Tio because Tio was walking around talking about he undisputed. I ain't like it. Don't get me wrong. I ain't like it. But I ain't going to be mad at the man. You know why? Because I see what they doing. Why? It makes sense why T.O. would even gravitate to some bull crap like that. Because look who's in his ear. How many times I've read an article since T.O. and Kambosos fought where they be calling Kambosos undisputed. The only person that I haven't heard cross that line is George Kambosos. So shout out to him for that. I hope he never do it. But he hasn't crossed that line. It's not the end of the world if he did, but I see where it come from. You got writers writing about you like you undisputed. You got the sanctioning body presidents president that says you're undisputed. Now, do Mauricio speak for the other sanctioning bodies? No, he don't. But they don't come out and dispute his ass. They don't even come out and check him. So it's making it seem like he run the whole goddamn show. Like all of them fall up under him or something. Because he be coming out making these ridiculous statements. He don't know what he doing. And see, he's what we have described him. And I'll be straight up describing him. He favors Mexicans. That's all that belt is a damn Mexican belt at this point. And that's what he favors. And I'm not calling out the whole entire race, but anybody who's complicit in this shit that's Mexican, shame on you. Because that's what he's doing. He wants the narrative to be a certain thing for Mexicans. When instead of them trying to, I'm talking about the fighters, these people who are in the know and in complicit with this shit, or actual fighters, instead of y'all scarfing at it, y'all embrace it. Y'all don't say shit. And y'all see what it is. It's straight discrimination. You running your nonprofit like it's a profit. That is against the law, y'all. That is against the law. Because when you do shit like that, guess what you're frauding? You're frauding the IRS. You're preventing Americans for their pursuit of happiness, fucking with their civil liberties. When you're doing stuff like this, everything, you can throw all kinds of federal charges at the WBC at this point, because it's blatant discrimination, making up rules as you go along, all in the hopes of getting your favorite Mexican to be the creme de la creme, instead of him just earning it. So that's what he's doing. He made that statement. So if they keep saying that, what y'all think George Kambosos gonna start thinking? If the writers write it, if the sanctioning body says it, and nobody corrects Mauricio when he says it. Chris Core said Kambosos knocked Teofimo off his high horse. Indeed, I like Teo a little bit, but I feel he knocked him off his high horse, and he was on his high horse. But where did that shit come from, y'all? Who Teo gonna listen to, us or Mauricio? Who would you listen to in this case? The fans? Or would you listen to the sanctioning bodies? The people that have the power. The people that regulate shit. Who you gonna listen to? And that's how I see T.O. let it get to his head. Instead of using his common sense. He let that shit get to his head. This is why I say I don't blame T.O. for thinking it and maybe saying it. Because guess what? I can't call it, but I'm going to tell you this. I got that sneaky feeling. I got that feeling. That funky feeling. I got a feeling that George is going to say, I'm undisputed one day. It's being said enough. He's being treated like that. You know what I'm saying? When they start whispering in your ears, that little pillow talk and all them sweet little nothings, and trying to be like, yo, you fight Devin Haney for these crumbs, or you can fight Lomo for these millions. Which one you gonna pick? That's what they saying. That's probably how they talking to him. Is George gonna be a man of his word? Why George said what he said before the fight and during the fight and after the fight? That made us think you was gonna go ahead and chop it up with Devin and settle this once and for all. Devin is the logical next step, because again, you shouldn't be that close to undisputed and don't go for it. So he's the logical next step. He should be considered over anybody else. And y'all think about this. If they was to ever let Loma get in there, Loma would be pound for pound. He would be pound for pound number one forever. Forever. The nigga could retire and everything. He'll still be up there pound for pound. They would love for Loma to have that story to tell. And I'm telling you, that belt is becoming meaningless because of how they moving it in these streets. And they showing favoritism. And some of these privileges that's coming with that belt is only set up for some fighters. And the way it looks right now, you got to be Mexican and white. And white, and it's not Mexicans' fault that they do it. I blame Canelo. He a Mexican because he complicit in it. I blame Valdez. He a Mexican because he's complicit in it. But if you're not complicit in it and you're not a fighter, I'm not talking to you. So don't even come at me with the rah-rah. Yes, he should have known better, talking about Tio and George for that matter. But if the president of the sanctioning body say it, what is the fighter supposed to think? That's real talk. We as fans hope the fighter will have common sense, real talk. But we don't have no control over this stuff. George has that franchise belt now, and they are saying it about him. If Loma gets, like I just said, if Loma gets at George, it's a wrap. It's just a wrap. Y'all already know how it's going to go. Loma will be number one forever. Teofimo, Chris Corset is Teofimo. Isn't he Mexican? Nope, he's not. To my knowledge, he's not. Was it Honduran or Panamanian? One of them shits. I don't know. So, I don't mean to be crass. Don't take it as me talking about y'all peoples or whatever over there, But it's one of them shits. I don't know. But Tio is not really considered Mexican. Now, he may have some mixed heritage. Somebody in his family could be Mexican or whatever. But I don't think that's what they lead with. Plus, I believe, I don't know for sure, that Tio was born in the States. Honduras, but his mom from Brooklyn. Okay. Yeah, there we have it. Okay. So, we actually have to wait to see what George gonna say and do. And that's sad because we waiting on pins and needles. We hope he don't step across the line, but we actually gotta wait to see what he says and what he feels. But that belt at this point, the franchise belt, y'all can go back and watch one of my videos where I talk about the WBC and how they're getting down. And, I talk all about them, like their origins, how they're getting down, what they pretty much look like they standing for. But just a refresher. But and I did that months ago. The belt is pretty much a duck. Is used to duck opponents. Is used to control the narrative. Is used to freeze out other fighters or certain fighters, which are usually black fighters. I mean, it is what it is. I'm not doing a race card. I'm calling it like I see it. Because the only people who seem to suffer from this fucking franchise belt is black fighters. That what it seemed like. And, of course, is there to earn more money for sanctioning fees. Because, hey, whoever wins that belt or got that belt got to pay sanction fees. I'm sorry, y'all. That pineapple was looking too good over there. I had to put it in my mouth. Now, of course, the sanctioning bodies, they're non-profits. But if you got 1 million belts, are you really a non-profit? Y'all, there's laws with this. That's how you get at him. That's why he even tried to offer an explanation, period. He don't give a fuck what we think. I'm talking about Mauricio Sulaiman. He don't care what y'all think. He don't care what he do. He's blatantly doing shit in broad daylight. He doesn't care. But he'll care if the IRS come knocking on his door. And I'm telling y'all, he is an easy case. I don't know why they don't do it. I say it all the time. But you'll never hear old media actually say that shit. You'll never hear them. The IRS don't play with you. And you can be thinking they sleeping on you, but they'll come get you. They always on time. It's like one of the things when you say, you might want something when you pray to God, and he don't give it to you for years and years and years later, but he on time. That's the IRS. When they come get your ass, they on time. And I'm telling you, he runs his nonprofit like a profit. Why else would you have 1 million fucking belts? I told y'all if you are average fighter making a little bit money, and you pay, and you got to fight for the title. Maybe you have the title, maybe you don't got the title, or maybe both of y'all fighting for the vacant title. At a minimum, you got to pay as a fighter out your pocket $7,000, but your promoter got to pay that too, and then your manager, and then your corner. And I was like, your corner, the people that's wiping your face and pouring the water and giving you direction, they got to pay too. Crazy. It's crazy. Boxing needs less titles. It's crazy. It sure is. Hans Beachman. What's poppin', King? The promoters want the belts more than the fighters. They inserting themselves too much into the fight game. Birdman is in the building. Salute to the Queen, Miss T. Salute to you too, King. Chris Corsair. That's why the UFC is doing so good, because there is one belt per division. I see that. I'm actually trying to acclimate myself into UFC. And I'm going to say Wednesdays for y'all who watch UFC to come in. Y'all chop it up. Y'all run the show. I'm going to sit back. I'm learning. Because I can't really talk intelligently about UFC because I'm just now starting to watch it. It's hard to watch. So vulgar. And I ain't think I would be that queasy easy. But, UFC ain't no joke. So DJ, all of y'all, if y'all want to come through on Wednesdays, I'm gonna say that day for y'all. But if y'all don't come through, I just gotta go through as usual. Like whatever the boxing news of that day or whatever. I know this the holidays too. I'm gonna be trying to find something creative to come on. I'm probably gonna take the Fridays off. Like tomorrow, I will not be doing a show tomorrow. So just so y'all know that. But this non-profit shit, y'all got to call Mauricio Suleiman on this. Y'all have to. I'm telling you, that's going to give him act right. I'm telling you, you call your congressman, leave a message, peep somebody to the game. When y'all get a chance to put a microphone in his face, ask him. Talking about old media, new media, whoever. Birdman, Ed Dre Finest, Hans Beachman. Salute family. He's telling y'all salutes. So, yeah, that non-profit looking more like a profit. Because, like I said, he makes money by sanctioning fees. And just a hint to anything, when you're talking business, all business make money, more money from fees than they ever do from you paying them back. Just remember that. But he's a non-profit, more like a profit organization masquerading as a non-profit for purposes of making money. That's against the law, y'all. It's really against the law. If you have a clever lawyer, they could pursue that. Hans Beach was at Birdman. Salute, fam. Respect to you. So, first, it was a franchise belt, right? I'm going to just go through this real quick. First, it was a franchise belt, and it was given to Canelo for the purpose of ducking. So, this franchise belt, a.k.a. the duck belt, that's what it is. It was given to Canelo for the purpose of duckings. And then others saw it and was like, yeah, a good thing, right? A good tool. I could use that in my arsenal. Loma was the next to get the duck belt. And he did that for the sole purpose of avoiding Devin Haney. And he successfully did that. Then Tio, now George. Now, Mauricio said you have to ask for the belt or request it respectfully. Okay, we know Tio requested it. We know that Loma requested it. Pretty much all of them requested it. If that's how it's supposed to be done, it's not supposed to be passed around from fight to fight, depending on the winner. It's supposed to be something that they requested. So now George got it, but they don't want to, really, really pinpoint down and say he requested it. And I think he did. I think he requested everything Tio had up on him. I think he did. So Mauricio saying you got to request it, and he can only pass it during the fights. But he made a note of only notable fights. Well, who the fuck is him to say what a notable fight is? Kambosos was a mandatory. We never really heard of him. He turned out to do an upset, and that's what happens when cherry picking going wrong. But Kambosos was not a big fight. If Tio would have won that fight, which everybody thought he was, we wouldn't even be thinking about it right now because real talk, everybody thought T.O. was gonna win. T.O. thought he was gonna win, but it didn't work out like that. Upsets can happen. It's disgusting, man. It makes me angry how they do these black boxers. Uh, either way, they wake up or keep getting run over. Fuck, run over. Fuck those belts and hit them in their pockets. Do think we all fools? The disrespect of it all. Yeah, that's how they do it because don't nobody stand up to them and say nothing. I'm telling you guys, I'll say it again, I'll say it again, I'll say it again. The best way, if you want to see Mauricio cut a jig and start doing the step of Fletcher, y'all need to go ahead on and report him to the IRS. And let them take it from there. I swear to God, he gonna be doing the jig. He gonna be stepping hard. He be like, no. He gonna have to open up all them books. He gonna have to, and then he gonna be so busy with that shit. He can keep his fat ass on the sideline and stop interjecting himself into these fights and trying to change the narrative and make it what he wanted to be. Chris Core said, I don't care about the belts. I just watch them damn fights. Most of us feel that way, but the belts is their way of the tomfoolery that's going on. You know, in the end of the day, these people want their name in the history books. And the belts are the way to get that for legacy or whatever. You know, if you're going to do all this work, you might as well try to cement your name in history. Lynn Ray is in the building with Poppy King. Cameras, all hail the queen. Miss T, been in chat listening, doing chores listening. Thank you, King. Yeah. So that is the way, y'all. Don't sleep on that IRS thing. But Mauricio, no, ain't nobody gonna look at it from that point of view because you just talking about boxing. But you fucked up when you made your shit a nonprofit. And to be honest, I think all of the sanctioning bodies are nonprofit. When you operate outside of a nonprofit and that's what you're calling yourself, it is against the law, shawty. It's against the law. If they will take Donald Trump's nonprofits and fucking foundations, strip it straight from them. Because, I mean, you cannot fuck up in those areas because the difference between profit and nonprofit is the taxes you pay. You know, the government don't play. We all do not play with the IRS. We don't play with them. I don't fuck with them at all. Whatever they want, they get it. And I'm going to be straight up with them because I don't want them coming back because I told you they always on time. even if you think you got away with it, for all those people who took that loan for the COVID thing and acting like you had a business, y'all stand by. They coming. Hans Beachman said, old media contradicting themselves, saying the franchise belt isn't transferable, and then advertising T.O. as the franchise champion. They sure did. And Chris Core said, it's not legacy if you're not fighting the best, a.k.a. Canelo. Pretty much. But he going to get away with it because 100 years from now, when somebody goes to the Boxing Hall of Fame or they pick up a book, a magazine, or what have you, and they want to talk about different fighters, they're going to say, Canelo Alvarez, 5 division, well, he's 4 now, but let's go by what he is right now. 4 division champion. He was the first undisputed 168 champion, even though, you know, things could have been different back then. I don't even know if they had a 168 like years and years and years ago. But he's the first, and he's had a championship belt at 154. Did he have one at 147? I can't remember. I know he won some notable fights, but I can't remember. But 154, you know, and 168, and 175, and now he's gonna go do cruiserweight. I mean, this man went up that because that's how the narrative gonna be written. And I'm gonna tell you, if we ain't careful, 100 years from now, when all of us gone and somebody open up a book, Muhammad Ali gonna be Mexican. If you let Mauricio Suleiman and them write the story, I'm telling you, that's how it looks. That's how it looks to me. You know, that's how it looks to me. And sometimes we gotta hit them where it hurts because they hurting us. You know, and one thing he said, it is only passed during big fights. Cambosos and Tio fight wasn't considered a big fight. It never was billed that way. As a matter of fact, people were sick of it and they was hoping that they'll hurry up and get it done. And not all weight divisions have it available. Now, you cannot make a law for just some weight divisions or some people. If you're the sanctioning body of the WBC, damn it, every fucking weight division you have a belt in should have a franchise belt available. But you blatantly, that's what I mean by blatantly showing that it's only for certain people, and really it's for Mexicans, the Mexicans he favor, and the white boys who get it, they close enough as far as Mauricio Suleiman is concerned. I don't mean to throw y'all white boys under the table, but y'all close enough, because a lot of Mexicans think they white anyway. So I mean, that's just what it is. As far as we can see, you either got to be a Mexican or white to receive it, and that's what it's looking like right now. And rules change to suit those who he like, and it's really only the couple of people we seen that for. Really, it was designed for Mexicans or a Mexican, i.e. Canelo. But it's not the whole Mexican race or whites that are at fault. Like I said, this is not y'all think Mauricio is doing this stuff. He's making y'all look bad. So, I'm not talking about the run-of-the-mill, everyday Joe Blow white person or Mexican person. Y'all don't have the power. It's Mauricio. He's doing that. He's making it about race. And he's frauding the U.S. government in the process. So I say, Uncle Sam, a.k.a. the IRS, need to go knock on that door. And no, ain't nobody speaking up about it. Everybody see it, but ain't nobody speaking up about it. So they need to do something. And then Ray laughed. They need to do something. Black people really need to stick together to combat the racial double standards in boxing. Yes, but again, what would have to happen is that fair to ask a black fighter? Like, is it fair to ask Gary Russell Jr. to throw his WBC belt in the trash, or Jamal Charlo, or Jamel Charlo, or who else got it? Errol Spence, whoever. Is it fair for us to ask them to throw their shit in the trash? I think Better Biev got the WBC. Is it fair for us to ask him to throw his shit in the trash? These people work so hard for these belts because that's their Super Bowl, in a sense. For boxing, the belts are their Super Bowl. And it's hard to give it up, but the belts also give you leverage in, how you dictate your career going forward. It also helps and aids you in your prize, because this is still prize fighting. Chris Court said, I do like Canelo style, but he lost to Lara. He did. Triple G, the first one, Floyd, and ever since then, he just does whatever he wants. Yeah, because I bet you, let me just throw this out here, and this is what I really feel. If black people were the president of all these sanctioning bodies and they was in the States, Canelo wouldn't be getting to do that. If white people were. The three of the belts are owned by Latinos. And I'm not saying all Latinos are fraudulent or anything like that, but I'm just saying WBA and WBC, y'all moving funny in these streets, in these boxing streets. Definitely the WBC. The WBO out of Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico is a part of the U.S. But it's a Bob's belt. Bob Arum, that's just as bad. The only one that we can say smelling like roses a little bit is the IBF. It's the only one we really can say. Lynn Ray said, there's no insults in speaking facts. I stand for righteousness. I'm not black or Latino. I'm white, dude, from Canada. That's what's up. What's up, Canada? All are welcome here. White, black, yellow, purple. Everybody welcome here. Because we all are part of one race, and that's the human race. But if you're going to be out there shitting on groups of people, I got to say what I got to say. I gotta talk it. I got to say it. So This WBC bull crap that's going down is getting more and more exposed in the lightweight division. We just saw what happened with Valpez. You heard how they was talking about T.O. had him out here looking like crazy. And now they trying to rope George Kambosos in there because they want to run it. It's the fighter's career. How is it that the sanctioning bodies is running the damn matches or the fighters? How is they in the career? Like I said, we don't care if Mauricio Sulaiman jump on the treadmill or not, or hit a heavy bag or not. We care about the fighters. We want to see them. We're paying to see them, but they all in the video. All in the goddamn song. That's what he doing. As if we paying to see him. But he got to get a piece of that. So he's so greedy. That's why I call him Mr. Cantone. Y'all remember Harlem Nights? Mr. Cantone was about that paper, wasn't he? He was about that paper. He went to do house because he was about that paper and got blowed the fuck up. Hey, you in America, you can't be frauding our government, and everybody cool with that. Then Ray, these aren't coincidences. No, they're not. They're not coincidence. And that's all I'm saying. Get out the way. If you got your sanctioning body, play your position and shut the fuck up about everything else. Stop making rules for something. If you going to make up a belt or a rule or anything, unless you got it going across the board, you can't do that. Not here in America. That's not even how we get down with laws and policies. Now, it do seem like it's this disparaging, favor between the elite and the non-elite. It seems like the elite always catch the favor and they always get over. But if y'all notice, laws and policies are written ambiguously, and that's done for a reason. You know what I'm saying? But then he come over and he specifically makes shit for specific people, and then he moves the goalposts for here and there, and they all in the money grab, because if they feel like he would get more money with Lomachenko. And then this is when Bob Arum, old ass, gonna dig in his pocket and he gonna put some money down for that fight for Lomachenko, because he was always propping Lomachenko. He was always paying Lomachenko good. He won't pay in turns good. He won't pay them other fighters good. He'll never pay them black fighters good. He never will. But for Lomo, he gonna dig in his pockets. And I'm telling y'all, once Lomo get a hold of them belts, he ain't never gonna do no rematches. He ain't never gonna fight nobody else. He gonna fight bums that y'all don't want to see, and he gonna get paid doing it. And they gonna act like he's the greatest thing ever, which is bullshit a lotto. And it's like, what path can black fighters or fighters who are getting dirty, because it ain't just black fighters that catch this hell, white fighters too, but what chart or path can they go down if it ain't the regular path that you're supposed to go down? Like, I thought you wanted to be a champion, and then a unified champion, then an undisputed. But hell, what you doing? Because you could do what you thought was supposed to be going on. You can follow the path that they put out there, that was out there before you even was a twinkle in your daddy eye. It was always, I want to be a champion. I want to be unified. I want to be undisputed. But damn, when I get there, when I get my foot in the door, oh, you change the rules on me. This is how I feel. Like Devin Haney, he might as well sing this song. I don't know. Let me see. I think about this when I hear this. Beyond. He can't even go down the yellow brick road. This is what I think about when I think about Devin Haney. He can't even go down the yellow brick road and let the prize be right there at the bottom. He can't work towards. He can't do nothing. It don't matter what he do. He can't just go down the yellow brick road like Canelo and Lomo and all these other folks. He can't do that. He got to look for his glory beyond the yellow brick road. And why is it like that? Because people like Mauricio Suleiman that be showing blatant favoritism and disrespect and discrimination and fraudulent moves as far as his so-called nonprofit that's really a profit. That's what I'm going to keep calling it. The fighters should be in the forefront, but Suleiman is a self-centered egomaniac. Pretty much. Sound like somebody else we was talking about recently. AJ said, facts, Miss T. Welcome to the building, AJ. Boxing politics is very confusing. It is. It is. When you're being unfair, it should be just simple. When we watch football, this is why people watch football, baseball, basketball. Simple. We meet up, we play the game, the record is the record. You either got, I don't even understand the wild card and the playoffs, and I don't know how none of that shit work, but they know. And people can call bullshit and throw the bullshit flag when they operating outside of that. But boxing, no. It ain't that simple. You can do everything you was told to do in boxing and follow the yellow brick road. But goddamn, you got to go above and beyond the yellow brick road and under. Everybody else just get to stay on the yellow brick road. You got to go beyond that and switch colors or some shit like that. Like, you got to go down the purple brick road or whatever. I don't know what you got to do because they keep changing the rules and moving the goalposts for certain fighters. And the shit is irritating. And so it's like, the dude ain't going to change. He don't care. He don't care. He ain't going to change to somebody make him care. Chris Core said, boxing politics is confusing. Hans Beecher say, can't hear your music. Oh, you couldn't hear it? Hold on. Let me see if can y'all hear that now? Tell me if y'all hear that. I'm playing it. Y'all can't hear that? It was a good little song by Elton John, Follow the Yellow, and it's not Follow the Yellow Brick Road, but Beyond the Yellow Brick Road. Beautiful song. Nah, I still can't hear it. Oh man, that came in handy. I don't know why it's not playing, but Elton John has a song like the words is kind of poignant. He said, I finally decided my future lies beyond the yellow brick road. And to me, when I think of Devin Haney, that's what I hear. Sorry y'all couldn't hear it. Once you're off yellow brick road, it's a bitch to get back on. Exactamundo. Nah, I still can't hear it. You said no. That is an awesome song, Lynn Ray, ain't it? Ain't it though? Look, I'm telling you, Elton John's supposed to be doing a concert coming up when? In April, May. Close to me. You know, a sister got to get front row seats. I already put it out there. Mother's Day. That's why Crawford is an unappreciated talent. He worked his way up in the hard way. I wish y'all could hear that song. Go back and listen to that song. Y'all listen to the words. Now, Elton John is Elton John, but the motherfucker is talented. We know what he's about. We know he's, and some people might not. I mean, if people don't want to listen to him because of his personal choices and like, y'all crazy as hell, that is a talented ass man. You hear me? God gifted. And that damn yellow shit, all them songs back then, those songs was made, some of them before I was born. And them bitches is bad today. So go back and listen to Yellow Brick Road. Go back, and matter of fact, that Elton John movie that came out, quick little story, I watched that shit probably about 30 or 40 times by now. He is that good of a talent. And my first introduction to Elton John, I was a young teenager, like 12, 11, something like that. I didn't even know these songs before. And then, you just love his, oh God, I could be here all day, but trust and believe, I'm trying to get front row seats to his next concert. He's old now, so I know this is gonna be it for him. I got to see him. Uh, Elton John can sing his ass off, indeed. Andrew Charles said, Miss T, peace and blessings. Welcome to the building, Andrew. What's up, King? Yes, they were definitely made before 85. Yeah, I mean, shit. He was making them songs as I was probably being made and born. Some of them songs. I mean, but there's some songs that just came before I was born. Some of his best songs was like between the late 60s and mid 70s. That time frame right there. So some of them I was born, but I didn't hear it, you know. I didn't even hear it till I was a full adult. But I tell you, like, all day, every day, I wear an Elton John CD out. AJ said his talent and lifestyle are two different things. Indeed, that man is God's gift. He definitely is. Chris Core said the oldie songs is always the best till this day. Indeed. Lynn Ray, thank you. Thank you, Shawty. Lynn Ray, y'all look at this. Lynn Ray said, because you about 35 years old, fire, right? Yeah. Yeah. I tell y'all my age, I don't hide it, but here lately, I was like, I'm going to start keeping my age close to my chest, but I'm going to tell you, don't tell nobody, Lynn Ray. I'm going to tell you the secret. Don't y'all tell nobody. A sister is 50 years old, but don't tell nobody. And that's probably the last time I'm going to say it. Because now, coming up next year, I'm going to be over 50. So, I don't know. You young as you feel. You're young as you feel. Birdman at Andrew Charles. Salute, family. Yeah. And that ain't no cap. You know, I am that age. Lynn Ray, I am. And a lot of my friends are too. So, I know we act young because we feel young. But Devin, he don't get to follow the yellow brick road, and that's unfortunate. Eddie is sincerely trying to help him, but and I had got on Eddie the other day because Eddie had said something. Lynn Ray said, "I'm done. You tripping now?" I ain't tripping. Serious up. October 11th, 1971. Serious up. Andrew Charles said, my brother at Birdman, peace and blessings to the fam. Yeah, so Eddie Hearn the other day, I got on him because he actually said out his mouth that George was undisputed. I'm like, that ain't how you win an argument, Eddie. You don't say shit like that because now y'all keep saying that shit. George is going to start. It's going to be a sound off and echo flex. Y'all say he undisputed. He gonna start saying he undisputed. What y'all think gonna happen? Y'all gotta stop talking about this man like that. And I'm talking about Eddie. Anybody who wants justice gotta stop that shit. Cause you ain't gonna get no justice doing that. Dre finally says, stay up, my sister. I'm sleepy. Talk to you later. All right, thank you, King, for coming in. I'm about to end it anyway. AJ said, shaking my head. Exactamundo. So in this way, boxing do be seeming fixed, and because it ain't as simple as we meet in the ring, we fight it out, we get our achievements, and we keep it pushing. And all the other sports are like that. We meet up, we play our game, we win, we lose, we got our stats, whatever. It's recorded, we keep it pushing, and we have an ultimate goal of the Super Bowl, or the ultimate goal of the NBA championship, or the ultimate goal of the World Series. Boxing, for whatever reason, because of people like Mauricio Suleiman and others, can't just let it be that simple. Do your best, work hard, believe in yourself, put it all in the ring, and then come out either win or lose. You know, have your sportsmanship, you know, lose gracefully, win gracefully, and keep it pushing. That's all the fans, that's all we asking for. So that's all the news. I want to tell you guys to enjoy your holidays. Stay safe out there. You know, Some of y'all playing Santa Claus. Some of y'all don't believe in it. That's all to the good. I'm Santa Claus. I be your Huckleberry. I be Santa Claus up at this piece all the time. Eddie Hearns will say anything, even be outrageous if he can keep the camera, I guess, on him, on his face, on his face. So yeah, Eddie Hearn, but Eddie Hearn do pay his fighters. So like I said, he got some good points and bad points. My beef with boxing right now is sanctioning bodies, because they messing it up for everybody, and they need to show Devin Haney some goddamn respect. Period. They really do. Kambosos, or however you say his name, is food, and they know it. They trying to figure out how they gonna stretch and make money off him. Hope he don't end up being a sucker and fight Haney. He gonna. Yeah, we just have to wait and see, Birdman. Great advice, Miss T. Advice taken. Merry Christmas, Queen T. When's the next show? The next show, y'all know I do a wellness show every Sunday. That's a passion of mine. Y'all always hear me talk about water check. Like today, when I finish this water, I would have drank 96 ounces of water. And we got people on the slow walk journey. And I do a wellness show every Sunday at 1300. This Sunday will be no different. I might not stay on long because it's a Christmas holiday. I want everybody to spend time with their family and reflect on how good God been to you this year. Even if you're not a Christian. I'm a Christian, so I talk like that. But you could be Muslim, you could be Jewish, you could be whatever. You could believe in a higher power, you could be atheist. I love the human race. So I hope all of y'all reflect on this year and think about how life has been good to you. Count the blessings. Don't look at the negative. Look at the glass half full instead of half empty. And reflect and put emphasis on that instead of anything negative. And just make a promise to yourself to do better next year. Because when you know better, you do better. Lynn Ray said Kambosos can fight. Yeah, he can. I don't know if he can beat all the lightweights. I think he is food, and I think all the lightweights know that. And no way that's a gallon and a half. No, a gallon is 128 ounces of water, to be exact. And human beings, you should drink half your body weight in ounces of water. That's why your skin looks like that. Gonna step up my game. Could be the genetics. Gotta thank my mama and my daddy. Yeah, I think so too, though. But real talk, the water, it will just flush you out. I swear it adds youth, and they recommend that you drink for heart, for your heart purposes. Drink a glass, and a glass is 8 ounces, y'all. Drink a glass of water before you go to bed, and drink one the first thing when you get up. You want to turn the engine on, lubricate the engine. Think of your body as an engine. You want to turn all that stuff on, drink a glass of water first thing when you get up. Drink one at night, because your body is going through rejuvenation and charging up and all kinds of stuff at night. So give it the lube that it needs. AJ said, I've been drinking more water, so thank you. Indeed. I'm glad to be a positive influence. Oh, right, Miss T. And Chris Gore said, don't underestimate Kambosos, but Loma and Haney probably beat him. Yeah, I'm not underestimating him, Chris. Kambosos can fight. I like him thus far. I will not necessarily like what he does if he falls victim to this BS of boxing. He said he was going to fight Haney next. He was saying that before the Teofimo fight. He was saying it during and after. As a matter of fact, if y'all go back and watch the end of that fight, Devin was coming. I'm sorry. Kambosos and Teo was fighting, but the fight that Devin had finished, he was coming out the ring, and they asked him, so do you want to fight Devin? I mean, can you see any holes? He said, I see a lot. And it was almost like, I see a lot of holes in his arsenal, meaning. And he said, oh, yeah. Like, looking at the chops, like, yeah, let me get at Devin, And so we just hope that he, keep his word or just stay to what he said he was going to do. That's all. I'm not knocking Cambosos. He did a great thing for his career. I'm happy for him. Shout outs to all the new fathers, like in the boxing world, like Keith One Time Thurman. He became a father months ago. T.O. became a father. And Cambosos had an addition. He became a father of three. I think that was his third addition to the Cambosos clan. So shout outs to all of them for having babies this year. I'm going for Haney. Hope he does. You said great advice, Miss T. Big jewels you're dropping on benefits of water. True that, true that. I'm going to try this water shit starting tonight. I like the way you said that, Miss T. Got to start the engine with the water. Yeah, you got to prime it up. Take your vitamins. Laugh out loud. Vitamin C, D. Laugh out loud. Drink some coconut water, everybody. And yeah, and guys, you see how we talk about that? That's exactly what I do on Sunday. We talk about stuff. I talk about vitamins. I talk about the basic parts of the body from like your neck down to pretty much your whole torso, and what all those organs, like not every single one, but the importance of them and what you want them to be doing. And again, you want to get to this point before it gets to you, because at this point in my life I have no choice. I have no choice. I have to. I don't want y'all to follow in the same steps that I did. Y'all have choices now. Y'all can balance better. I have to have a balance that's more favorable to something I don't even like. Like, I don't like vegetables. Are you kidding me? I don't like that shit. Look what I'm eating right now. You don't think I want a slice of pizza or some shit? I do. a good cheeseburger. I can't even eat cheeseburgers in good conscience these days. But I mean, I like to eat. I like to eat like the next person, but it don't like me. And that's what I mean. When you'll get to a point where you have no choice, the older you get. So while you got the choice and you still young, go on ahead and choose right. That way you can have your fun moments, and they can be more frequent than none. Because when I do go back to just eating a regular diet, I might give myself 1 or 2 days where I can have some things. But I can't really go into depth. Hey, Birdman, you better be ready. When you first start drinking water, you're going to pee a lot, y'all. Y'all know that. But it don't last long. Give it about a week and a half, and you'll be peeing like however you used to before you start drinking all this water. Sunday shows sound like they should not be missed. I be hoping that they not. Some people catch it. You don't want the Andy Ruiz diet. Nah, I don't want the tea. Never wanting the tea. But you guys, thank you for joining in. I gotta start wrapping some gifts too. I gotta play Santa. I'm Santa. I know my kids think I ain't did nothing, but I did something. You know how that goes. But I played Santa. I'm gonna be with y'all Sunday. I'm gonna be with y'all Monday, and next Friday I'm not gonna bother y'all. That's when New Year's, and y'all sit back and have fun, but do be safe. Don't drink and drive. Don't do nothing crazy. If you got issues in the home, walk away. Go stay with your mama. Go stay with your daddy. Go visit family. But do enjoy yourself for the rest of 2021. Things are getting better in the country, and I know it was bleak. It was very bleak for me because coming out that Trump presidency, it was killing me, But I'm a lot better now, and I'm gonna sit back and just try to be positive. That's all you can do. I know people like to bring the bitch out of you, but I'm gonna try to be positive. And remember, when you know better, you'll do better. Night, Miss T. Salute to the chat, and I always catch you later. But peace and happy holidays. Happy holidays to you guys too. Enjoy the rest of your year. If you don't catch me next week, but be safe, because I want to see y'all back in 2022. Don't you know? So go on and rock out with my theme song. You gotta know she got her own theme music. Anyway, y'all, when you know better, you do better. Peace.